So the computer system and everything, just doesn't work real well. And the most compelling thing that makes me want to make a video now is to allow you to know about the G20 and the B20 that all the world's leaders are attending as of last night at midnight. I've been pushing for the one safe trade, transit, insurance, commerce, sales tax, appropriation, accountability, infrastructure, investment, incentive system to eliminate all the privately operated insurance companies and to turn down some of the patent laws to where we can move some of the pharmaceuticals into the public domain, so when we have communicable diseases and outbreaks in the schools, we don't have to pay a ransom of $300 or $400 to the pharmaceutical institution and the insurance companies all at once. Now the G20 is setting up to be they're setting up to have a discussion on global trade and immigration. Well, we have new tools for that, and it should be a debit card for I don't see why we can't register immigrants and let them flow freely around the globe as long as they're civil and stuff. And we got the Facebook media platforms and Twitter and all these platforms, and we do not have a true democracy. If we had a true democracy, all of us constituents, all of us citizens would be able to have a platform on the internet where we could check yay or nay what we're for and what we're against. The Congress and all this representation is an outdated system because we do have the time to facilitate our representation via the internet personally. Now, it is good to have the three branches of government as fail-safes because, there could be incidences where communication is interrupted, like I have chronically. And we will need their discretion to keep us safe in those black and dark times. We need to eliminate. Well, we just need to move these medicines to our communicable. We need, we can purchase them, flat out buy them. And I don't see why anybody be against that, because pharmaceutical companies get their money for developing. They do get a short time frame to have a patent. Like, they should have it, but it shouldn't be what it is now where they can buy it and put it on the shelf to force us to create something else to replace it or to have to pay such an extreme ransom. The G20 is very interesting. They're building an inter-country system in Europe, so globalization is happening. Why are we resistant? Why are we trying to be isolationists like Trump kind of wants to do? Which, if he wasn't for the wall, he probably would have got a little bit more support from my side, but he's not getting it. He's just not. He might see the need for a new leadership and a new kind of to dislodge some of the existing leadership, but he's part of it. He ain't doing nothing for us. I shouldn't even mention his name. I didn't want to mention his name, but anyhow, I see him being an isolationist, promoting isolationism, and globalization's happening. How we do it, if we export the American way, is the question. They're not asking it. You don't hear C-SPAN talk about the G20 today, and it's the most significant news event right now that's happening before this election completely. So we need to have somebody to steer the media and to steer the discussion properly so that Congress and the Senate can align themselves with the general street person's desires, unlike we have now. Okay, there's a lot of stuff I can touch on micromanaging it, but I want you guys to be aware of the G20 and the B20 and how they're colluding right now, and if they don't change stuff now in their meeting, It is important. Our election, we lead the way, but we're not leading the way anymore. They're going to replace us, and I don't believe they're going to give the citizens, they're not going to maintain our ability to defend ourselves, which has kept peace all the way around the globe. They'll use chemical weapons, they'll use something. We are going to be marginalized. We are the expendable continent. We need to stop this immediately. And I don't really know any other way other than to write in Grig. I will just steer the narrative to where Congress and the Senate form the proper committees to move forward and come together with a better system than what we have now. We need to eliminate private insurance companies. We need to get the pharmaceutical under control to where the public does not have to pay a ransom every time a communicable outbreak of a flu or something comes on. I don't know. They delete my stuff on the internet. I'm losing my ability to compose myself. I really haven't had it, but they've been deleting me since day one, and I started this before the last election when they assaulted my son and called social services on me to try to take my son. This is where this started. This is where I started with my videos and my messages and my planning a scenario that could alleviate the problems. We shouldn't be forced and bullied around in this country. We're supposed to be the land of the free. I'd like to take a free breath before I die, and I'd like to have the expectation that my child and all the children have a good expectation of true freedom, unlike we have had in my lifetime due to the prohibition on recreational activities such as gambling, prostitution, and drugs. Okay? We need to have free society, not a rank and file society. I'm going to stop this here, publish it, probably make another one here in a little while and circulate it. This one's I'm just putting it out here because I'm having difficulty with my system. And you guys need to turn on to the G20 and find out everything you can find out about that meeting, because that is the meeting that counts. This election between Trump and Clinton is nothing but a card trick, hand and eye game to just beat us down some more. If you don't feel like you're beaten down in the realm of politics, you don't have a clue as what's going on. Thank you.